Today I am going to do a flip through of my two latest journals that are going up on Etsy. They're both Halloween themed. One is more cute, the other is more creepy. I'm going to start with the cute one. It's called Trick or Treat, and as you can see, there's a crystal ball here that says Trick or Treat. It's got the name. There's a little pumpkin. This is my own hand-drawn face on that pumpkin. There are some dies that I've cut from Tim Holtz's Regions Beyond, which I absolutely love. And this shelf is actually the window box from the window box die by Tim Holtz. We've got Tim Holtz papers from a previous Halloween stack a couple of years ago here, and we have a closure that is made up of one of those hitching posts, those little hitching posts, and an elastic. On the side, you will see that I have threaded this a little bit different. It is a traveler's notebook passport size, and you have 3 different elastics inside to hold journal inserts. And then you have this journal charm, and it says Trick or Treat. There's a little owl here and some coppery orange pearls and beads, and this actually can be taken off and put anywhere that you want, and it says Trick or Treat. And then on the back, again, we're dealing with Tim Holtz Halloween stacked paper. This is a piece of clip art from the Graphics Fairy that I printed off and made into a little picture to go on the wall. We've got the other side of our shelf and a little potion bottle from that Regions Beyond die set, and then this is also a Tim Holtz die, and of course I can't remember the name, but I will put it down below in the description. And this entire thing is actually made with the Eileen Hull passport book die. So what I've done is this passport book die has a separate spine, so on the inside I have actually reinforced that with some fabric, with some cotton fabric. You will see here that where the elastic is put in, there is a metal gear to reinforce it. There's one on the inside as well. And then we have one more charm coming from one of these folder tabs that has a little black graphite star and some black pearls. Just another cute little bauble on one of these bulb pins. Oh, and I was going to say that these candles are also from that Regions Beyond die set too. When you open it up, and I just opened this now, why can't I do it now, right? When we open it up, you will see here, there is where I told you I had reinforced it with some cotton fabric. It's actually Tim Holtz fabric, so it goes right along with it. This is the Tim Holtz die that allows you to put all of the... Why is it when I get ready to record these that everything leaves my head? But anyways, I'll put that below in the description as well. All kinds of places for you to put a few little tucks and pictures or whatever. This is the first junk journal insert. This is Hocus Pocus, and that is definitely a stamp from one of Tim Holtz's sets, and this pumpkin is actually my own artwork, and this paper is Tim Holtz paper. As we open it up, on the inside we have a pocket. This is from the Abandoned Paper Stack by Tim Holtz this year. And then this is an embossed tag. This is a Graphics 45 small tag, and then I have embossed the purple paper so that it has the spider web on it. And then you will see that we have a variety of pages in here, and many of them are actual vintage ephemera. Now this lined paper has been tea-dyed and it has been adjusted so that it's acid free. However, the actual vintage paper in this, I cannot vouch for that. There's possibilities that it's not acid free, so keep that in mind when you're using it. This is just another piece of ephemera. We've got this here, but we will get to, we've got a little bit of tea-dyed paper. We've got some tea-dyed ledger paper. This music paper is actually from an old music book that I actually had when I was a kid in school. I actually found it at a sale and I was so excited. And this song is, of course, Halloween. Then you've got this purple tab, and that's where that little black dangle comes from. This piece of paper is actually from the 1800s, and it is somebody's math homework notebook. And it's got real handwriting on it. And as I said, this is true vintage paper. This is from a vintage book called The Fairies. And that is also very vintage. And this is a vintage postcard in the center, 4-cent postcard. Again, on the other side, you're dealing with this, the other side of all of these things. You can see the beautiful handwriting in that math notebook. Has a date here, November 5th. And again, these are all either aged or vintage. We have this little tab that says 31. And then in the center is just a little decorated notebook with this little witch's hat. That again is a Tim Holtz die. You've just got a little notebook. Now any of these can be replaced with an insert of your choice. If you use a traveler's notebook passport size and you have your own inserts that you want to use, you absolutely can replace them. And then here is the second junk journal insert. Has the October 31st on the front. This is actually my own background paper design. It's a bunch of pictures of tonic and apothecary labels. As you open it up, here is a piece of, it's all actually stitched. I've actually created this myself with bits and pieces of leftover paper and then sewn it together. And I've made a pocket out of that. Again, I have taken that purple paper and I have embossed it with that spider web or that shattered embossing folder by Tim Holtz. We have some seam binding that I've dyed to match orange and purple here. We have a tab on this one that says Boo. And again, it's the same conglomeration of papers, some from that vintage music book that I had in school, some from the math book and the fairies book. Again, another 4-cent postcard in the center. Another 31 tab down here in purple. And at the back we have another piece of Tim Holtz paper from that older Halloween stack, and then one of the Regions Beyond potion bottles that I've put together and put there, and then just this pretty purple and black tag with the eyelash purple ribbon that I like so much. And again, you can see that the inside where this elastic has been reinforced with another one of those metal gears so that it's gonna stay just fine, pulling whatever for a long time. And that is the Trick or Treat journal. Now let's move on to my Wicked journal, and this is Jack the Ripper themed, sort of. I was inspired by this piece of paper from the Abandoned Stack by Tim Holtz. It said London and its environs, and so I've just used the Distinguished stamp and put a skeletal head in there, make a little creepy guy for the front. As you can see, there are all kinds of gears here, and I've made my own hitching post out of these gears. And again, it's an elastic, and I've done the same thing, only with more gears on the back to reinforce that hole that elastic goes through. You can see here from one of these tabs, we've got more gears and our little word, metal word that says Wicked. And then on the back here, we've got this skeletal bead charm, and it's got a spider and some copper and black, and then the little skull bead that goes in there. Again, this one can be removed as well. I have threaded this again a little bit differently with very little of the elastic bands showing on the outside of this. Again, it is a passport size journal, but this one was actually made with the Eileen Hall wrapped journal, so there isn't a separate spine. The spine is all one piece, so this one did not need to be reinforced with fabric the way that I did the other one. And let's take a peek inside. You can see that we've got one of the tickets from the Tim Holtz ticket booth set at the top. As we open this up, again, we've got one of these little pocket areas, and I've got a bunch of ephemera that to me looked like, you know, old-fashioned photos of maybe criminals or maybe inspectors from Scotland Yard. We've got some items that are x-rays. We've got tickets. And then on this first junk journal insert, I've put the date 1888. And this again is paper from the older Halloween stack by Tim Holtz. We've got this little pocket bag inside here that's got all of this apothecary stuff, and then when you pull this out, there is a tag with some Da Vinci drawings of the skeleton. This is sari silk ribbon that is on that tag. As we go through this junk journal insert, you will see that there is maps. There are maps of London at the time of the Jack the Ripper murders. We've got a little bit of dictionary in here, some ledger paper, definitely some tea-dyed papers. I've got a few little stickers in here. This one says pharmacist. Then you've got this tab that I showed you before that has the Wicked charm hanging off from it. We've got pages from a book, an old book about Leonardo da Vinci in here. We've got some old catalog pages from the 1800s that are in here, clothing in here, hats. Then as we go on, that's just the other side of those pages. Little tuck spots here and there. This is actually a tuck spot. And then when we get to the back, this little flash card with the rib cage on it has been made into a pocket, and we have this x-ray tag with some seam binding ribbon that's been dyed gray. Again, here I've made a pocket area with 2 pockets inside. And you have some journaling cards in here. You, of course, can replace them with whatever you want, but one has some Edison light bulb figures, and this one is, again, the skeletal system, a Da Vinci drawing, and you can use those however you wish. And then that folder is there. Then next to the folder, we have, again, a decorated notebook with lined paper inside. And again, as I said before, if you have a traveler's notebook and inserts that you prefer to use for the passport size, these can all be removed and you can put your own in here. Then the second junk journal insert is dated 1891. It's very much the same with the same types of papers inside. And then I've actually tucked in this tuck spot a little tag. And then in the back again, another one of those flashcards, this time of the jaw, the mandible, and another creepy skeletal tag in the back. And then at the very back, we've got one of those little paper bag pockets and another tag inside that has W.E. Baker inquest testimony and a date that absolutely refers to the Jack the Ripper case. And on our little bag, we have an apothecary type stamp. And as you can see on the inside, again, we have 2 of these metal gears that is reinforcing this elastic so that that is going to last a good long time. And that is my Wicked journal. So please be looking for my Wicked journal and my Trick or Treat journal in my Etsy shop. Those are going to be going up there today, which today is Sunday. I'm hoping that I'll get them both up there today for sale so that people who want to use these for the month of October will be able to. Thank you very much. If you like this video, you like these journals, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to follow my channel if you want to see more like this, and hit the little bell if you want to be notified when I upload more journals that are going to be going into my Etsy shop. Thank you very much.